The Breakdown is brought to you by University of Miami Sports Medicine Institute. Experts treat athletes of all levels, elite pros, active adults, and youth athletes. Recover your game. Visit UHealthSportsMedicine.com.
It's time for the Breakdown segment with head coach Manny Diaz. And coach, let's talk a little special teams.
In season openers, special teams are always really important. We know the rules and limited time on scrimmaging and doing things live, and the timing of live games is sometimes different than what you get in practice. And so, boy, you feel really good when you've got great specialists, and we feel really good because we got some great ones.
All right, Coach, when you go into punt formation, being a guy that used to have to do that long snap, that is where it starts, right? If that long snap's there, you see that in the NFL now through college. They're recruiting guys specifically for that. We've been fortunate to have Clay there for the last few years.
Yeah, Clay James has been phenomenal. So when last year we led the nation in net punt and set an NCAA record for net punt of all time. That's all time you're talking about. And that does start with a perfect snap because, we all know Lou is very talented, but to know that snap is automatic, and you see how right here with the ball, bang, look how it hits, Louis right in the numbers, perfect. And then he can work on his footwork and get that ball out of there, the little rugby style where he rolls out to the right. And now the situation, so here's where you talk about how important it is. Ball, you're punting from inside your own 20. Lou bombs it out of there. Now you take great effort. Look at some of the players we have screaming down the field. That's Corey Couch coming from the bottom of the field. That's Gervin Hall coming from the top of the field. And the guy catches the ball going backwards. We just went 20 to 20. That's a 60-yard change in field position. And again, if you average 40 yards on a net punt, that's phenomenal. So that's Pitt starting at their own 20 as opposed to starting their own 40. That is worth points. Like the data people will tell you, there's a point differential in terms of what it means to start on your own 20 and your own 40. That's Headley's impact on our team.
Coach, you have put so much emphasis on your special teams. You employ starters and encourage it, and now there's a competition to get on.
That's right.
The special teams.
What we always say is right now, as soon as that ball goes off Louis Headley's foot, we're playing defense. Ain't no special teams. We're playing defense, right?
That's right.
They have the ball, and we got some guys that got to go down there and get them. So same thing. Look at the ball. So these are these situations. You're backed up inside your own 20-yard line. They think they're going to get the ball in positive field position, and to make the guy go backwards again, get you that ball inside the 30-yard line to Corey Couch again, the first guy down the field. These are momentum plays in a game where people think, it's just we punt them the ball. These are big downs.
Coach, go over some of the alignment. You have it there, and it's spread punt isn't what it used to be. There's new alignments now. There's new ways to get guys free at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Jonathan Packey and Danny Carlton do a great job with our special teams. They're very creative. We can present different formations. The rules in college ball, because in the NFL, the guys, only the two outside guys can go down and cover until the ball hits the foot. In college, everybody can release. So you'll even see like Clay James, he's out as soon as the ball is released. We're trying to get the two missiles at the bottom of the screen. Try to get those guys out right there so they can get out quick. Try to change up the look so you can protect the punter, give Louis a nice clean pocket like he's got right there. But again, watch what Louis does, because he can directionally punt as well. So same thing. So we're punting from inside our 30, and watch what he does. He takes the ball and puts it outside the numbers. You want to talk about like a golf shot? Like this isn't like a perfect shot. Boink. Knocks it on, goes right. You couldn't ask for it better, because now look at the coverage. The guy, he doesn't have a chance. Very frustrating for the punt catcher. And again, there's another drive starting inside their 20-yard line against Miami.
All right, now the trick question: how do you manage the minds of a Lou Headley? Those guys are different. The punters and the kickers and the snappers, they're in a world of their own. How do you manage that at practice and make sure that they're getting the right reps and they're going through the motions, not just going through the motions?
Louis is phenomenal because Louis is highly competitive. He wants to know what's going on with our protection. He wants to be the leader and the captain of the punt team. He takes a lot of pride, as do Clay, in this. Sometimes you are around some specialists that really are only concerned about themselves. Not these two guys. They feel like they're part of the guys on the team. Louis takes great pride in it. And I think the players know. So look at the effort of the guys. And again, watch Couch down here just blow by his guy. Look at the strain of the guys coming from the field, because they know they've got the best punter in the country. Right. So they want to cover for him. So even right here, so the guy catches the ball, Couch flies by him. But we always say is, if you're going to miss on punt, we want to miss on the outside leg. So what have we done? We've done two things. One, we've cut off the field, right, where there's more grass. And two, we've made the guy stop his feet, where he's not running in a straight line at our defense. So Couch takes his shot. Even if the guy comes out, now we've got a net set right there that can close in with three safeties back here in the back end that can close in, make the tackle right there. And again, you look at punting from our 20 and getting the guy on the ground at their 30, that is a 50-yard change in field position.
So, Coach, you talked about it early on about the limited tackling and the limitations you have physically during camp of special teams. What are you thinking when the first punt comes or first kickoff coverage? Because you don't do it live. I mean, that's the first shot.
Well, that's why we drill the heck out of it, because you got to be able to tackle in space. And like DeCorey knows right here, just a little bit high on his target where the shoulder meets the waist instead of the shoulder to the thigh board of the tackle. But that's why you pursuit. That's why you have guys running the football, because the pursuit makes up for it. That is, by the way, who making the tackle? That's Clay James. And watch what Clay works. We call this a scallop. So see how he comes out of his run, gets his body in balance. See how he's got the near toe and the near knee forward? All of that is coached. That's all drilled. Clay goes through our tackle circuit on defense every week and makes a great tackle, rolls on his back, and then there's a pursuit finishing up with I think it's Sam Brooks there at the end. Now, these are just a couple of great examples of just coverage as well. And again, we're presenting some different things with motion. Guys are making sure we know who to block. And again, just so look where the punt is. So we are, again, directionally punting so that all this field right there is taken away by Headley's phenomenal punt. And then here's, again, Couch in that same situation. This time, bang, wraps the legs up. See how he rolls on his back, which secures the tackle. Just phenomenal. But again, the net is coming right behind. This is going to be really important. As we know, Alabama's a great defense. Punting sometimes is going to be a good play. You know, punting is not always a bad play, especially when you got a great punter that can flip the field. Now it's up to defense to go out there and get a 3 and out and get the ball. What you want to talk about is exchanging punts. If we punt to them and get 50 yards on that and get a 3 and out, and they punt it back to us and get 40 yards on it, well, that's a 10-yard gain on offense, right? We're getting closer to the goal line that we're attacking, and that is where special teams, we call that hidden yardage, right? That's where that hidden yardage comes in, so important. And then the last one right here is a great example of a net. So same thing, boom, Louis gets it out. He gets a lot of pressure, okay? Gets the guy to catch the ball. And see how, even a small thing right here, see how the punt catcher catches the ball at the 16 but then takes 3 steps backwards? That's crucial, because every step backwards is another step forward for the guys sprinting down the field. So our punt catchers, we coach them all the time. We don't want to catch the ball like this. That just helps out the coverage team. And then now we get them going sideways. We always talk about we want to take away the wide side of the field, as I mentioned. But look, we've got a great net set up right here of guys that have fanned out to the field. Look at it, where no matter where he wants to go, he zigzags, whatever. There's nowhere to go. Great effort right there. A guy gets knocked down, but watch, he just pops straight up off the ground as if it was nothing. Look at the pursuit. Bang, guy, that's like 3 or 4 guys hitting the guy inside the 6-yard line. So again, a punt that we punted from our own 30, and now all of a sudden you got someone backed up at the 6-yard line. So to me, these are the things that could be the determining factors in a game. Normally they are, and we feel really good that that's an advantage for us with the weapon that we have in Lou Headley.
All right, Coach, one quick question. Hang time, educate us on that. What's the right number?
Yeah, usually anything over 4 point is great. We've had some with Louis that have been above 4 or 5 into the 5s. It's crazy. So we talk about hang time. There's operation time, right? You got to get the ball out quick. There's hang time, and then there's direction. You know, we try not to punt the ball smack down the middle of the field. We want to try to only have to cover half the field if we possibly can. And Louis special. He's been phenomenal.
All right, that was a breakdown segment with head coach Manny Diaz.
They cheer, they yell, they scream for the best moves. And the Miami Hurricanes are going to show you why they'll dominate the field this season. But for the best moves off the field, Good Greek Moving and Storage is the team you can rely on. We ensure a stress-free move on time and on budget, locally or nationwide. And now, Good Greek is the official mover of the Miami Hurricanes. Let Good Greek be your official mover too.
Good Greek Moving and Storage, your superhero movers. Experience a winning combination at Williamson Cadillac with a streamlined car buying experience and an unmatched lineup of Cadillacs. From the unmistakable crossover series to the performance of our sedans, plus the original icon, the Cadillac Escalade. Williamson is Miami.